I asked 100 people what the greatest guitar solo of the 80s is, and almost all of them said, Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. For decades, everyone has accepted this as a fact. But what if I told you it's not even in the top 3? Today, I'm ranking the most famous guitar solos, and I promise you, this list is going to start a war in the comments. Let's go. Okay, before we start, this isn't just about what was popular. To make this list, a solo had to be insanely skillful, it had to literally change music forever, and it had to be completely revolutionary. First, I have some honorable mentions that were almost impossible to cut from the list. We have Yngwie Malmsteen's Far Beyond the Sun, Iron Maiden's Power Slave, and Nuno Betancourt's Play With Me. These solos are legendary, but they just barely missed the top 5. Coming in at number 5 is the definition of glam metal perfection, Round and Round by Rat. Warren DeMartini's solo is just on another level. It's got melodies you can't forget, but it's also packed with whammy bar tricks and harmonies that were ridiculously hard to play. And the most insane part about this, DeMartini was barely 20 years old when he recorded this. He created a perfect song inside of another song that just gives you a rush even today. It's 100% pure 80s. Okay, get ready to be angry. Coming in at number 4 is Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. I can already feel thousands of you typing in the comments. Look, Slash's solo is famous for a reason. It is one of the biggest melodies in rock history, and that final part is legendary. But, and this is a huge but, the solo started as a simple practice exercise. Its impact was gigantic, but it wasn't pushing the limits of what you could do on a guitar. It's a perfect melody, but when you compare it to the absolute madness of our top 3, it has to be at number 4. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but was it the most revolutionary solo of the entire decade? I say no. At number 3, we have an absolute monster of a solo, Metallica's One. This is the exact moment Kirk Hammett proved to the entire planet that thrash metal was a serious art. This solo is literally a journey. It starts out melodic and sad to match the song, but then it explodes into one of the most insane tapping sections ever recorded. You know that crazy fast part where he's literally tapping with the side of his pick? That single trick became one of the most copied techniques in all of metal. It tells a complete story and showed a level of speed that put thrash metal at the very top. Okay, before I reveal the final 2, I want you to guess who gets the number 1 spot. We have 2 legends. Comment right now who you think it is. Go. Taking the number 2 spot is the man who basically invented 80s metal before the 80s even began. Randy Rhoads with his solo in Crazy Train. This solo dropped in 1980 and it was like an explosion that changed everything. Randy took the rock of the 70s and injected it with classical music and a level of speed and fury nobody in the mainstream had ever heard. His lightning fast playing and insane tapping were completely game-changing. This solo didn't just fit the song. It created a new kind of guitar player and influenced literally thousands of people. And now, for the number 1 spot. The single greatest, most influential, and most technically insane guitar solo of the 1980s is...
Sit down, Waldo!
Eddie Van Halen's masterpiece on Hot for Teacher. If Eruption was the earthquake, Hot for Teacher was the victory lap from a guy who was the best in the world. That intro solo is a storm of unbelievable two-handed tapping, insane whammy bar tricks, and a rhythm that is still impossible to copy perfectly. Eddie didn't just play solos. He reinvented the entire instrument. That solo is just pure, happy chaos, played with a skill that was from another dimension. It wasn't even a solo. It was a message that the electric guitar had zero limits. So there it is. Our final war-starting list of the greatest 80s solos. Did I get it 100% right? Was putting Slash at number 4 a huge crime to you? The great debate begins in the comments.